and drying your flute. And drying your flute is probably one of the most important things you need to do with your flute to take care of your instrument that you just paid good money for. Drying is when, after you play, your flute needs to dry. And if it doesn't dry, it just builds up humidity, and you have a big, ugly chamber there of bacteria, possibly. You have a small tube about to here, you have a bigger area there, air comes up, goes over the blowhole, and you have music. This area collects a lot of moisture, especially right in here. All this area really collects moisture. You have enough holes here, it ventilates, or it vents well, so it dries out. This area, from there to there, does not dry well because there's only one hole, and it's got to go through that and through a tiny gap there. So if you know anything about air compressors, you know that when you compress air to run a pneumatic tool, your air compressor gathers water. Occasionally you have to drain it. Especially if you work in a factory, we used to have to, I did maintenance, you have dryers, you have valves that you can open up, and even though we have all these dryers and all these things on our big commercial air compressors, they still gather water. Every shift you go in, you open the valve, it's tied to a water hose, and you run the water out of it, because it's just like a water hose. It looks like you turn a spigot on, or a water faucet, I should say. Looks like you turn a water faucet on, you collect so much air. Alright, so see how ugly, and I'm sorry Dana, but apologize. See how ugly my wrap is? It's just not pretty. I did put one back together, but this flute has been played so much. This is a 07, so it's got a few years on it. But I play one so much that I dry my flutes every time I play, because I play a lot. I really enjoy making noise. So I have two types. This is more of a kind of a custom from Dana. If you have one like this, see where what you're going to do when you dry it. You don't have to take the leather off completely. I do. But that makes your bird movable. But alright, you don't want your bird there. This is the bird, the wooden block. You don't want your wooden block forward. You don't want it back like here when you play. Back that far. You don't want it there. You want it right about, if I can do this, I'm not coordinated. Right about dead even when you look at it. And you can't see it. But anyway, you want this area dead even with, if I can come from the right direction, I can't come from the right, that area. So you want the block and that line, that to be almost dead even, which is about there. So since your bottom part has all these holes that you play, it's going to vent and it's going to dry by itself. Loosen your leather straps up very gently and just slide the bird down just a little bit. Then you have a hole here and a hole here, and if you prop it at an angle, there's a thing called natural ventilation, which air, and you want to, first thing after you play is you want to shake it dry. But you can see this. And I don't have your wife over there. If your kids are over there, that's all right. You don't want to sling stuff all over them, but shake your flute like that. If your bird is secure, make sure your bird is tight. Shake your flute like that. As long as your bird is tight, your wooden block. Loosen it and prop it at an angle like that. Now the reason this one doesn't matter because it's cut at a groove, but it's let me find something flat. Let's say if I'm going to ventilate this flute and I have already moved the bird back, if I sit it like this, I'm closing the hole off on the bottom down here. So prop it at an angle on a book, nightstand, dresser, whatever. Now, this is what a flute looks like, the wrap, when I play it. Ugly, but I don't care. I just want it to play well, so I don't take time wrapping it. When Dana, here again, I apologize to Dana for this because I make his flutes look bad. Dana does a very nice job of wrapping. I can guarantee you, 2 weeks from now when you see this flute, this wrap, because I have just gotten this one, it's going to look like that one. It's just not going to be, this is hard to do. There we go. It's not going to be as pretty as the one on the bottom because My flutes get used a lot, so when they get used a lot, if you play more than 5 minutes, you need to wrap your flutes, dry your flute. So undo that, and you really need to do this. Slide your bird ever so gently forward. You don't have to slide, you just expose that hole, prop it on something. When I used to play saxophone a long time ago, the rule of thumb basically was if you wanted a really clean instrument, don't eat a big meal, then go play and then have to deposit all that bacteria. If you can, if you're at the house, brush your teeth, rinse with water. Just dry your flute out. Very, very important that you dry your flute. If you like the sound of the flute, you think it's beautiful, you think it's wonderful, then take care of it. Alright, that's on holding and drying. And I know I talk too much, but I'm trying to explain things as best I can. And to be honest, there's not a lot going on up there, so it takes me a while. Anyway, y'all have a good day. We'll see you next time.